Stein lives an ordinary life. He does sports every morning, but fake played. A cruel joke. And he got sick. His wife, Y, is sure they can handle it. Previously, Stein wanted to make money by investing. What he spent not only his own money on, but also some of his best friend Luger's money on. He knows that Stein is a boring, and for what he does not ask for a refund of $50,000. And wait for the moment when he gets better. A few more days passed. The pain became his burden. The doctor reports that a malignant tumor is growing in his head. And you can't interrupt it for its location. Vi does not despair and hopes to find a good doctor. Stein says it won't work. He cut himself out of the insurance long ago, leaving only her child. She doesn't understand why he did it. The answer is very simple. They don't have any money. The nurse gives a business card to a company that is said to help poor people. That's how he came to meet Mr. Sellers. He looked at Stein's bank account and he's clearly in trouble. He needs money to see his son's birth. Or at least buy time. The good news is that Stein is not the first person to be given money. Sellers Spread represents a very rich and influential client who pays very good money to participate in a unique game. A Hota. Stein will arrange a hunt, and it's not like in a paintball game. Sport. Seeing it most of the time. A deadly hunt. A Hutnik doesn't need old people with bad knees, they need people who can fight like tigers. And since Stein is in good physical shape, he's a great fit. This amazes Stein. Now he can leave here, remaining poor. Or help his family. Stein wants to go to the police. Sellers hints that he will be considered with Masha. There's no way he can prove what he heard. A Hota will be there for exactly 1 day. For every hour of survival, a cap and money are credited to the bank account. If the whole day has passed, what is he still alive for? A lot of people came to their company, but only Stein became the perfect candidate. During the hunt, he can meet absolutely anyone. Hunters can be not only men. You can't cross the city borders. Going to a cop and asking them to shut it down is also a violation. Telling someone what is happening is also a violation. There is only him and 5 hunters, whom they themselves select. After the first hour, he will receive $50,000. Every next hour, the amount increases by another $50,000. At the 20th hour, the amount will be $1 million, and the final amount will be $24.5 million. There's something else, no guns. And this phone should be with him all the time. He will send you the exact location every hour. Rather than giving him time to decide if he is ready for a chat. Stein tried to get a contract with his project. But it was immediately made clear to him that nothing would work. Their companies aren't that evil, they don't transfer for anything. $50,000. In case he gets killed in the first hour. With elders giving out advice, Talpa will be his best friend. Drones don't want to kill in front of other people, and they can't trust anyone. You need to become as paranoid as possible. All 5 hunters are already among them. And maybe even an officer, which people usually don't. Afraid. He has 3 minutes to escape from here. Stein gets on the bus. He sees the men from the cafe coming after him. They even ask for permission to sit next to him. Notice how the man starts to open his bag. Stein orders the bus to stop and runs away. And he didn't even know that they had access to all the surveillance cameras. The map shows Carter approaching Stein as a hunter. Remembering the advice, Stein enters the mall. Zane followed the man, who was staring at him intently. Realizing that it could be a hunter, Stein steals a pen from the women. The Abyssinia were correct. Nixon waited until Stein was alone and took out hidden weapons. He runs into the first bathroom and ends up in the bathroom. Nixon thought he would be given a worthy opponent. But he sees that he's running into the toilet like a coward. It flew halfway around the world by radio and lasted less than an hour. And I would like to request a refund of the cut. Stein used a mobile phone from Nixon's window. He was even amused. The bank account is replenished with another $100,000. Which means that now all hunters will find out where he is. He is immediately caught by another hunter. He asks Stein not to twitch, otherwise other people who do not participate in the hunt will suffer. Nixon is in the hospital and realizes that Reagan can operate on him. He disables Escalate, giving Stein the opportunity to escape. Already on the street, a cyclist sends Stein on a short flight. Nixon was ready to finish the game, but they are interrupted by a policeman. With just one glance, Carter resembles Emily, asking Stein to say that he's fine. Still, he can't kill in front of a policeman, and Stein runs away. This time he decided to take the subway. Nixon tries to kill him by throwing a screwdriver, but trusting it manages to close. Reagan didn't like the fact that he was interrupted in the hunt, thus violating the rule. And it was in an active stage. This will confuse Nixon, since Reagan was in a sleepy place, which reduces him to an inactive phase. But if he had been at the unloading station, where there were no people, he would not have bothered him there. The constant replenishment of the account forced Y to call a policeman and ask to find her husband. He would like to help her, but until one day has passed, he can't do anything. But they'll ask around in other workshops. At that time, Stein entered the church. Benediction. Carter asks you not to leave here. He won't let anyone hurt him in these verses. I promise I won't let anyone hurt you, just not in my house. But when the phone starts beeping, all masks are removed. And the K priesthood shows that it also participates in the hunt. The gates are already locked. Solor thinks Carter has finished the game. Stein asks why he didn't kill him in confession. Carter answers simply, he wanted to know if he would break the rule. And since Stein is an honest player, he grants him a quick death. A fight begins. Carter not only blew off the lock, but also got his hand stuck in the grate. Without a weapon, he wasn't that strong. Stein throws him behind bars with a pencil and closes it with a cue. Carter promises to answer his questions if he approaches him. Stein didn't find it suspicious, which is why he gets shot in the leg. Now he won't be able to run away like before. The game is being monitored by a Cuginal. Tun has to clean up the bodies. As Carter is alive, his services will not be needed. Carter asks to open the grate, but Cuginal will not do this, because this is considered interference in the game. Solor informs Stein that his injury will not affect the outcome of the game in any way. They won't give him a break. Nixon analyzed the points where Stein was. Every hour he walks less and less distance. It's obvious that he's injured. Solor can answer this question with him. Anyway, Nixon arrived in a zone where, according to his calculations, Stein will be there. There was even a signal left. Solor looks at the map and realizes that Nixon is completely next to Stein. Nadatras, he was much smarter. Stein stole the world of a sports team and disappeared into the crowd of fans. Everything could have worked if the seller hadn't started shouting at the crowd. By the end, he manages to get out into the parking lot and jump into the open trunk. It was a huge mistake. The family talks about their plans to leave the city. And this is a violation of the rules. He starts to be a trunk driver, forcing the couple to stop and let him out. Stein would like to pick up their car, but since there are children in it, we have to get to someone in the city. Towards nightfall, he gets home. Before entering the house, he sees that the brick on which it's always been broken. It made it clear that there was a hunter somewhere. Stein was right, and the chase continues. The hunter jumps into the car, where he tries to strangle their victim. The thin line literally cuts his arm, and he has to cut into it. It was Carter who did these things. Being a psychologist, he knew that Stein would come to his wife and was just waiting for him. Carter is sure that he doesn't like the spirit of it. But the game in me is made of people. After the murder, Stein arrives at the ferry. There is a free guff with food, and what was his surprise when the waitress turned out to be a hunter. Kana gives advice to jump the water, and if they cross the Mo, they will break the rule. But he has another idea. Cling to the bridge and knock over the water to the girl. Many hours have already passed, the power is starting to run out. He keeps falling asleep. It's only the sound of a signal that makes it move. Fortunately, Lozier had been trying to find him all this time, and he had succeeded. Nix, he's on their tail. Stein does not want his friend to be killed, and why? Jumps out of the car, getting right into the ghetto. Mendoza catches him. Being a decent person, he asks to be released. Otherwise everything will end badly. Bundy doesn't like it when a white man comes into their neighborhood. They looked through his phone and found $15 million, so they don't believe him. The guy tried the pills, calling them aspirins. Although Stein is sure that it is a powerful painkiller. A couple of minutes later, the men got off the bus and are Tour started, which means Stein was right when he ran away. For Stein, he has a completely different weapon, 50,000 volts. This is his 5th hunt and the first time he has one. The bandit leader killed the hunter. After a couple of minutes, a channel enters the building and burns the seals so that the cops can't get to them. Stein comes to the hospital and asks to find a dossier on the doctor who prescribed him the pills. Metsraga says they don't have such a doctor. Stein realizes that he has been framed, and now his main goal is to kill Sellers. He admits that Stein was deceived, although not completely. He died like a man without money, and now he has it. If he goes to the police, his wife will be finished. Their man is already with her. And this is not Hunter's friend. They recruited Luigi because he was very angry that Stein spent his money and climbed the career ladder, putting his friends on the line. He poisoned the water for about $50. That is why Stein was poorly established. A bunch of fake people were waiting for the moment to invite him to join the game. Yes, they dragged him into the game not quite honestly. But here's a completely honest rule. He won for another hour and a half. Stein turned on his wife and asks her to leave the vampire. They will meet at the place where he proposed to her. Conal wants to kill Stein before the game gets out of hand. Sellers is totally against it. In 2000 years, they have not completed a game ahead of time, which both Stein did not make worse. His wife is being stolen with an order to end the game. Stein will give the last fight to the favorites. Yes, on a scumbag. Come to me. Now the hunters have become the game. Reagan takes her hands off. I ran out into the corridor, and he bumped into a vampire. The friend confesses that he did not betray him, after which he raises his pistol, shoots a shot, killing Kennedy. No sooner had they discussed everything than Nichols, and earlier Lojira, blacked out in battle. They both run out onto the street where Kona was standing. To survive, he calls Mustak, where he keeps his wife. Nixon knew that Stein would arrive there and set up an ambush. He has to throw away the gun, because according to the rules, they both have to have a shotgun. Nixon takes out a cold rye, driving a Steinach Cabriel. The Veda was in his hands, but the sun had risen, which meant the game was over. He helps me up and leaves. Sellers congratulates you on your victory. Now he can enjoy his life, although it will be less exciting than this day. The season ends with a scene where Sellers gets to see the next victim. And if you want to continue, just write to us about it in the comments. I'll see you very soon. While